We highly encourage our delegates from all of Region 10 to gather at the designated areas here at Xavier University Sports Complex. And should you have any inquiries, please feel free to ask our help at the Secretariat, our usherettes, the venue, and likewise, once again, thank you very much, Xavier University, for this very cozy and spacious spot. We have delegates from Bukidnon, Cagayan, El Salvador City, Hingoog City, Iligan City, Lanao del Norte, Balay City, Misamis Occidental, Misamis Oriental, Oroqueta City, Tangub City, Usami City, Valencia City, and of course, your host, Cagayan City. Shall we welcome everyone with a huge smile as you look around your brothers and sisters, Kapwa Mindanao. A round of applause for everyone once again. For any concerns, you may approach the registration committee or secretariat. We have ushers in the hallway to facilitate your concerns. Now the RSPC will begin. Maayad hamasulom hainyo alam. Good morning, Northern Mindanao. Welcome to the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference with the theme Ethical Journalism in the World of Artificial Intelligence. In the grand entrance, let's give a hand to 2004 RSPC Region 10 delegate headed by our DepEd Regional Director, Dr. Arturo P. Bayogot, Cesar 3.
Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Federico P. Martin, CESO 5. Regional Chiefs, Supervisors, and Program Holders. Our keynote speaker, RISE Executive Director, Per Chapu Terecha, guests, and all 14 divisions of the Department of Education, Region 10.
Let's start off with a division of Bukidnon.
The best ang 10. Starting off with...
We have a division of Bukidnon with the Superintendent Dr. Victoria V. Gaso and Assistant Superintendents Ranila M. Palapar and Roberto D. Napere Jr.
The division of Bukidnon is headed by Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Victoria V. Gazo. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Lanila M. Palapar, Dr. Roberto D. Napere Jr. Let's give a hand for the division of Bukidnon. We would like to acknowledge our DepEd Region 10 officials, headed by Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot, our Regional Director.
Of course, with the Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Federico P. Martin Sasso 5, all the regional chief, supervisors, and program leaders.
Brace yourselves for the entrance of the division of Bukidnon. Maayad hamasulum hainyo alam, the division of Bukidnon, headed by Dr. Victoria V. Gazo.
The division of Bukidnon is the pineapple capital of the world. Next in line is the island born of fire and the island of your imagination, the division of Camiguin. With Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Rosemary P. Masisar and Assistant Superintendent Dr. Loredina C. Carrasco.
Next division. The City of Mercy, El Salvador City.
With the School Civilian Superintendent, Dr. Ralph P. Tortola, and Assistant School Civilian Superintendent, Dr. Conibel C. Nistal. And now we proceed to the City of Good Luck, the division of Ringgold City.
Headed by their school's division superintendent, Dr. Edgardo B. Abanil, Assistant Superintendent, Myron Gio D. Palosi.
And now the City of Majestic Waterfalls, the division of Iligan City.
Headed by Dr. Jonathan S. Villapena, Schools Division Superintendent. Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Myra P. Mebato.
And now the land of beauty and bounty, Lanao del Norte.
Headed by Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Edwin P. Maribojo. Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Xavier C. Megafria.
Let us proceed to the South Summer Capital of the Philippines, Malaybalay City.
Malaybalay City is directed by Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Cherry May L. Reyes, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Aliena S. Dahay.
And now the province where everyone is vital, the division of Misamis Occidental.
Headed by Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Reynaldo E. Manuel Jr. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Lorena P. Serrano.
Known as Mindanao's Nature Front, the division of Misamis Oriental.
Misamis Oriental is headed by Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Edelberto L. Oplenaria, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Mary Ann M. Aliera.
famously known as the City of Good Life, the division of Oroqueta City.
The division of Oroqueta City is headed by SDS Dr. Jean G. Veloso. Assistant SDS Dr. Eugene I. Macahis Jr. Headed by SDS Dr. Jean G. Veloso. Assistant Division Superintendent Dr. Eugene I. Macahis Jr. The division of Misamis Occidental, headed by Dr. Reynaldo E. Manuel Jr., Assistant SDS Dr. Lorena P. Serrano. The division of Oroqueta City, headed by Dr. Jean C. Veloso and Dr. Eugene I. Macahis Jr.
And now we proceed to the historical, cultural, and pilgrimage destination in Mindanao, the division of Osamis City.
Osamis City is headed by SDS Dr. Nimpa R. Lago, Assistant SDS Dr. Dionisio L. Liwagon Jr.
And now we proceed to the Garden City of the South, the division of Tangub City.
Tangub City is headed by SDS Dr. Shambe A. Osman, assisted by Assistant ASDS Dr. Erlinda G. Dael.
Next in line is the city of Golden Harvest, the division of Valencia City.
The division of Valencia City is headed by SDS Dr. Jesnar Dams S. Torres and ASDS Sunny Ray F. Amit.
Hello. Next is the Garden City of the South, Tangub City.
The division of Tangub City is headed by SDS Dr. Shambe A. Osman, Assistant SDS Dr. Erlinda G. Dael.
Again, the Garden City of the South, the division of Tangub City.
Tangub City is headed by SDS Dr. Shambe A. Osman, Schools Division Superintendent.
And now our host division for RSPC 2024, aside from the city of Golden Friendship, also the whitewater rafting capital of the Philippines, the Division of Cagayan de Oro City.
The Division of Cagayan de Oro City. The host division is headed by SDS Dr. Roy Angelo E. Gazo and Assistant ASDS Dr. Audie S. Borges.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the host division of RSBC 2024, the Division of Cagayan de Oro City. Headed, of course, by Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Roy Angelo E. Gazo and Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Audie S. Borges. I'd like to acknowledge also our chairperson for the local school board. We have Dr. Alicia E. Anghay. Ma'am, good morning. Once again, the Division of Cagayan de Oro City. We'll be asking everybody to please stand.
To formally start the program, ladies and gentlemen, the entrance of colors, headed by Lumbia National High School Aerospace Cadets of the Philippines.
Please to remain standing for our Philippine National Anthem with the Pasan National High School SPA, followed by the interfaith prayer of the Golden Crescendo, Asatids Abdul Al-Sultan by Maricel Piawan and Father Max Ceballos. The Region 10 March with Bulwa National High School SPA, Cagayan de Oro March with Cagayan de Oro National High School Junior High School SPA vocals.
Bayang madilim, sa silangan, para na puso, sa isip mo'y buhay. Lupang hirap, pamilya ng nagiging, di ka magsisisi, sa may lagang tula, tawid sa kamay ang pinanay, ang isa sa mga tao, ngunit ang buhay na nagtitipid, ang ituwing na
قال قال ربكم ادعوني استجب لكم آمين يا رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اللهم إنا نسألك خير المسألة وخير الدعاء وخير النجاح وخير العمل وخير الثواب وخير الحياة وخير الممات، وثبتنا وثقل موازيننا وحقق إيماننا وارفع درجاتنا وتقبل صلواتنا واغفر خطيئاتنا، ونسألك الدرجات العلى من الجنة. اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم لا تدع لنا في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته، ولا هما إلا فرجته، ولا كربا إلا كشفته، ولا جاهلا إلا علمته، ولا ضالا إلا هديته، ولا دينا إلا أديته، ولا غالبا إلا رددته، ولا مريضا إلا شفيته، ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة لك فيها رضا ولنا فيها صلاح إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا رب العالمين. O Allah, we ask you the best request, the best supplication, the best success, the best work, the best reward, the best life, and the best death, and make us firm. Let our balance heavy, fulfill our belief, elevate our position, accept our prayer, and forgive our sins. And we ask of you the highest level in paradise. O Allah, grant us a good end to all our matters, and save us from humiliation in the world and the punishment of hereafter. O Allah, do not leave any of our sins which you do not forgive. Do not leave any of our worries which you do not remove. Do not leave any of our debts unsettled, and do not leave any of our needs that you don't fulfill in this world and the hereafter. O Allah, use our energy in doing good deeds. O Allah, make this event one of our good deeds in the hereafter. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على خير خلقه سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. In God's name, Amen.
Yan ko paliman hogi sa magbabaya, migbuhat o langit bugta daw tibuo kalibutan. Ang panayoon day pasayloon kay imo ho mga saladay. Kahido ikay iman hamig amol-amol iman dinita Xavier Cagayan de Oro para ho opening ho RSPC Regional School Press Conference. Salamat sa nakauma kay dini, nakaabot kay dini, hahuda babag. Ilahi kay maayad hapanglawa, maayad panghunahuna. Hamagayidan kay imo, ino sa maya daw ko ino sa madoot. Isalikway day sa madoot, para iyan makatigbabaw sa gagaw day hudumaday. Ilhan kay imo ho kaalam, katatao ko ino sa tagkaula-ulahon day iman ko. Ilhan kay imo ho garabi ha grasya, daw maayada ka ginawa, maayada ka gunahon ta iyon iman to hapag amol-amol day hamahimo ha malampuson, malambuon sa tag-ula-ulahon day iman. Salamat ugi sa magbabaya, sa iyon ha mabulawanan ha oras, ha nakag-amol-amol kay. Ipamanubad-tubad ko hugi sa magbabaya, sa kalampusan ho pag-amol-amol day iman to. Lamdagi kay, ipahaday sa gugma dahay yung matag sa buwa. Ipagudam no kanay sa gugma, sa gagaw no kanay si kay sa manusiya. Isalig day imo langon, sa tagkaulaula day iman. Huda no iling, yan day imo alagaran. Amay day diya talangit, tahuron sa ngadano. Sa iyan ka man miglimbag hualan, kalagan, ayuwa ho katatao, daw ho kauhangan. Amay day talangit, hinungawi kay, sa tag-angat kay huudan no. Tag-angat kay huudan, amay day diya talangit, palimani kay daan. Isandaan sa mga agulo day, sa kalisuday, palimani kay. Yan tagbaya, kao alan dini takalibutan, ikahid ukay, ikalalaot kay imo, matuod.
Let us put ourselves in God's presence. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. We come to you, Almighty and ever-living God, seeking guidance as these your campus journalists, together with their school paper advisors, navigate the realm of artificial intelligence. Grant them the wisdom to discern truth from falsehood, from misinformation, and the courage to uphold ethical standards in their reporting and writing. May they use the artificial intelligence tools responsibly, with empathy and respect for human dignity. Help them to recognize and challenge biases embedded in algorithms and striving always for fairness and justice. Almighty God, bless their efforts to harness technology for the betterment of society and to shine a light on the issues that matter most. Grant them strength to resist the temptation of sensationalism and instead to prioritize integrity and accuracy of what they are doing. Almighty Father, all this we offer to you in prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Athanasius, Bishop and Doctor of the Church, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Masih na kembali tayo, tayo sa katamu. Pilihan kasing kasi, ang kabalaan kamay ko. Isa pa yun, ano tayo takaw, ang tao sa'yo kanina. Buhay, hindi na. Isang sa mantalima, kami namin sa buhay, simuli sa pag-awasa, pag-ibig na makakasa, kalamukan sa buhay, hindi na isang sa daliwa, kami namin sa buhay, simuli sa pag-awasa, pag-ibig na makakasa, kalamukan sa pag-ibig na makakasa,
You may now take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, good morning and welcome to Regional Sports Press Conference 2024. Mayong buntag sa tanan. Mayong buntag sa tanan. Very good. This is Mr. Ryan Q. Blanco, Project Development Officer 2 of DepEd Cagayan de Oro, and here with me, ladies and gentlemen, is my former colleague way back in the early 90s and late 90s in the radio waves. Bombo Erwin Imanalo Abad, very much honored to be with you once again, ma'am.
Yes, good morning, Sir Ryan. A splendid day indeed. Mayong adlaw, Region 10. Ang Diyos tayo, and yes is it. I am Teacher Weng Abad with Sir Ryan, and we are your hosts for the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference with the theme, of course, ethical journalism in the world of artificial intelligence.
Exactly, Ma'am Weng. And to us both, we always hold the Regional Schools Press Conference close to our heart.
Exactly, Sir Rai, as we have always been active trainers and winning coaches in the field of news writing and radio broadcasting. And this RSPC regional feat refers back to RA 7079, which is a declared policy of the state to protect and uphold the freedom of speech, even at the campus level.
Definitely, Ma'am Weng, and to kindle the RSPC fever, to elucidate the DepEd quality policy statement, let us give a big hand to Cagayan, the Oral City Division's Assistant Schools Division Superintendent. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, to Dr. Odi S. Flores, Cecil 6.
Let us all stand, and together let us recite the DepEd Quality Policy Statement. The Department of Education is committed to provide learners with quality basic education that is accessible, inclusive, liberating, through proactive leadership, shared governance, evidence-based policies, standards, and programs, responsive and relevant curricula, highly competent and committed officials, and teaching and non-teaching personnel, and enabling learning environment. The department upholds the highest standard of conduct and performance to fulfill stakeholders' needs and expectations by adhering to constitutional mandates, statutory and regulatory requirements, and sustains client satisfaction through continuous improvement of the quality management system.
Thank you very much, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Odi S. Boris. Before we proceed, ladies and gentlemen, let us ask the cooperation of our dear participants to kindly vacate the side area for the next part of our presentation, especially here at the sides and likewise in the middle. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
So, Rai, I strongly feel the vibe that RSPC 2024 is ever excited to witness the opening salvo. And so, yes is it. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together to the CDO NHS, Lapasan NHS, Bulua NHS, SPA students. A round of applause.
Isang panibagong bukas ang ating hinahangad. Huwag mong sasayangin ang pagkakataong dumadako sa iyong mga palad. Lahat ng aking pagsisikap ay inaalay ko sa iyo. Anong pagsubok ang aking harapin, mananatiling nakatayo. Ito ang kahit sa ibang man ba ang iiwanan ko sa bawat sunog ng mundo. Halinawagan ng aking kamay, matay ng sabay-sabay. Ang hirap
Isbisan sa tinunay na dumaan, sa palayon, ang ibang kabilin na umahon. Halina, halina, ikaroon ng utang kabulot. Halina, halina, amamahon, binhing iriso. Ang kahadlo ngayong ginipati, mga sugong kinabuhi at tubangon, itong hangtong kadaugan. Abangan hatag at piliyang sigtaw, ayaw sila, nilabos. Ang kaugalingon, ang hunahang atong ang bayayong pagpakidain. Israyan na to, ang bastang mo pagkapusa. Ayaw tupa, ikaw akong maguban na. Sangga kung ang kaumaon, Magmulang kaliwan ko, bayaning Pilipino, kapag panahon. Maramdaman mo ba, iyon hangin ay nag-iba, laging nahihiya, tinatanggi, taas na noong pinamahalik. Naririnig mo ba, tulog na bago, dating binubulog lang ng pato, ngayon sinisigaw mo na sa buong mundo. Pilipino ako, Pilipinas, di ba na Pilipino, Pilipino ako, ikaw ang Pilipinas, Pilipino, sana ang kanya, ang Pilipino, sana ang saya, ang Pilipino, sa pusong trabaho, sa pupuloy,
Ang ating halik, ating pinagkakaisa.
Begin, ladies and gentlemen, to all the SPA students of Cagayan National High School, Lapasan National High School, and Bulwa National High School. Thank you very much for such a very spectacular rendition. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we then proceed to the presentation of the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference participants. Please help me welcome a good friend of mine, and likewise my favorite mentor way back in college, from the regional office, Dr. Ramon G. Abrera Jr. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Sir Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, may we hear the cheers of the 14 delegations as your divisions are called together with our team leaders. Is that all right? Our schools division superintendents and assistant schools division superintendents to please stand as your divisions are called. Mga ka-DepEd, madlang people! Ladies and gentlemen, behold, as the delegations from the 14 schools division offices, and the regional office 10 shout their hearts out as they vie for excellence in the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference, starting off with the team headed by SDS Victoria V. Gazo and ASDS Lanila M. Palapar and ASDS Roberto Dina Perez Jr. with their mantra, Yig on Bukidnon, the division of Bukidnon. Ayan, where are the cheers? There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ligon Bukidnon, the division of Bukidnon. This time, make way for the team headed by SDS Rosemary T. Masesar and ASDS Lorepina C. Carrasco with their mantra, Soar High, Come Again, the division of Come Again. Once again, Soar High, Come Again. This time, ladies and gentlemen, the team headed by SDS Randolph B. Tortola and ASDS Conibel Sinistal with their mantra, Transforming Schools, Forging Partners. Elsa Xavier, the division of El Salvador. Sing! That's Elsa Xavier from El Salvador City. This time, the team headed by SDS Edgardo V. Abanil and ASDS Myron Hildi Talusig. Banat Hingog Ato Kini, the division of Hingog City. All right, Banat Hingog Ato Kini, the division of Hingog City. This time, the team headed by SDS Jonathan S. De La Peña and ASDS Myra P. Nebato with their mantra, Go Batang Liligan, Ligon Masaligan, the division of Iligan City. All right, Batang Iligan, Ligon Masaligan, division of Iligan City. This time, ladies and gentlemen, the team headed by SDS Edwin R. Maribohok and SDS JV C. Vega Pria with their mantra, Leading, Developing, Nurturing Journalism Stars or LDN Joint Stars. Wow, Lanao, the division of Lanao del Norte. All right, Wow Lanao, Division of Lanao del Norte. This time, friends, the team headed by SDS Jeremy Elimbaco Reyes and ASDS Aliana S. Dahay with their mantra, Fly High Malay Balay, the division of Malay Balay City.
Hello, hello. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Oh,
All right, indeed, Fly High Malay Balay. This time, the team headed by SDS Reynaldo E. Manuel and ASDS Lorena P. Serrano with their mantra, Ascenso Misamis Occidental, where everyone is vital. The division of Misamis Occidental. And that's Ascenso Misog, division of Misamis Occidental. This time, ladies and gentlemen, the team headed by SDS Edelberto L. Oplinaria and ASDS Marian M. Aliera with their mantra, Education that inspires, the division of Misamis Oriental. All right, that's EDI, Education That Inspires, Division of Misamis Oriental. Make way for the team headed by SDS Gene G. Veloso and ASDS Eugene I. Macais Jr. with their mantra, Oro Treasures Ascenso Oroquieta, the division of Oroquieta City. There you go once again, the Oro Treasures, Ascenso Oroquieta City. This time, the team headed by SDS Ninfa R. Lago and ASDS Dionisio L. Liwagan Jr. with their mantra, Securing Minds, Creating Sparkling Futures, Ozamis Diamonds, the division of Ozamis City. There you go once again, the Ozamis Diamonds from the division of Ozamis City. This time, give it up for the team headed by SDS Shambay A. Usman and ASDS Erlina G. Dael with their mantra, Sidlak Tanggol, the division of Tanggol City. All right, it's Sidlak Tanggub from the division of Tanggub City. This time, the team headed by SDS Jesnar Dems S. Torres and ASDS Sunray F. Amit with their mantra, Sa Valencia, we plant as one, grow as one, harvest as one. The Valencia Penny Titans from the division of Valencia City. All right, the Valencia Penning Titans from the division of Valencia City. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, the team headed by SDS Roy Angelo E. Gazo and ASDS ODS Boris with their mantra, City All Rise! Nindot nga tunhaan, nindot nga Cagayan, the host division, Cagayan de Oro City!
Dot nga Cagayan! Go Seryo!
All right, City All Rise, Cagayan de Oro City Division, our host for this year's RSPC. At syempre po mga ka-DepEd, this is it. Ladies and gentlemen, they stood by the mantra, the best on this, and call themselves Perfect 10. Now they live by the mantra, Batang Panatag, Bansang Matatag, headed by the regional director, Dr. Arturo P. Bayocot CESO 3, and assistant regional director, Dr. Federico P. Martin, CESO 5. Ladies and gentlemen, the regional office stand officials and staff, the BigaTEN DepEd 10 in 3, 2, 1. BigaTEN DepEd 10. All together, everybody, please follow us. Follow me. BigaTEN DepEd 10. Batang Panatag, Bansang Matatag. Let's do it one more time. Everybody now. BigaTEN DepEd 10. Batang Panatag, Bansang Matatag. In 3, 2, 1. One more time, hinay kay sa tanan. One more time, ready, go! BigaTEN DepEd 10. Batang Panatag, Bansang Matatag.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dr. Ramon Xavier Jr. Indeed, a resounding welcome for all delegates of the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference. Maayong pag-abi-abi from the city of Golden Friendship. So, right, it's heartwarming to know that our very own Cagayan de Oro City Mayor, Clarex Uy, supports this 2024 RSPC. With that, we shall hear the message of support of the Honorable Mayor Rolando Clarex Uy. Let's all direct our attention to the lateral presentation. A big hand, please, to our Honorable Mayor Clarex Uy.
Nakip ang atong mga private schools, school administrators, teachers and officials, andam kanunay sa paghatag sa serbisyo. Cagayan de Oro as the city of Golden Friendship as well is known for the Superintendent Gaso as direct access sa ako mobile number nga mopahibalo kanako sa mga kalihukan or concerns for the entire education of this activity tungod kay isip amahan sa dakbayan, akong tinguha ang kalampusan sa 2024 RCPC. Ang atong City Hall, with its different offices, will always welcome those who wish to visit or mahimong site sa mga naglain-laing nga mga kompetisyon sa atong mga student journalists. Ania dinhi sa atong dakbayan, mga dakong mga malls, restaurants, and entertainment centers sa mga gusto mo relax human sa kompetisyon. Uban ni Regional Director Dr. Arturo Bayocot nga akong kauban sa mga daghan nga transformative program sa edukasyon, akong gipanghinaot ang malipayon o hamugaway nga pasiugda sa 2024 Regional School Press Conference. Congratulations sa DepEd Region 10 sa kanunay kauban taoy.
Thank you very much. Samahan sa Dakbayan sa Cagayan de Oro, Honorable City Mayor Clarix Uy. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, may call on the presence of our Regional Director, Dr. Arturo D. Bayog, and likewise our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Federico Martin, and our LSB focal person, Dr. Alice Yanghay, and receiving of the plaque, of course, here in the middle. Let me just read the citation. Norman Star Award is presented to Honorable Mayor Rando Clarix A. Uy, City Mayor, Cagayan de Oro City, for the competent leadership, collaborative partnership, and invaluable support, which significantly contributed to the resounding success of the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference in Cagayan de Oro City on May 2 to 4, 2024. Presented in DepEd Region 10 Cagayan de Oro City on May 4, 2024. Signed our very own Regional Director, Dr. Arturo D. Bayogot, Cesar 3. Thank you very much po. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Our person, of course, Dr. Alice Yanghay, our Regional Director, Dr. Arturo D. Bayogot, and likewise, our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Federico P. Martin. Thank you very much po. Thank you, RD. Thank you, ARD. Doc Alice, thank you. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, let's all just sit back, relax, and enjoy the intermission number of Cagayan de Oro's finest. A big hand to DepEd Studio's Golden Crescendo.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the studio representative at its finest, the Golden Crescendo.
President is our back of our feet. Man is real to spy.
Exactly what it takes you with me.
What a fabulous performance. Thank you very much. Golden Crescendo. Basta Diaz, the best. All right, moving on. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, let us now hear the welcome message from our CDO City Division, our very own SDS, Dr. Roy Angelo E. Gazo, CESO 5. A big hand, please.
Dear students, teachers, STEM guests, our regional director, Arturo B. Bayukot, sir, our assistant regional director, Federico Martin, sir, my SOMOS, my colleagues in the Department of Education, teachers, coaches, parents, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. My special warm greetings to the representative of the Honorable Mayor, Honorable Rolando Oy, in the person of our former Superintendent of Cagayan de Oro, Ma'am Alice Anghay, and of course, the consultant, AI consultant of Cagayan de Oro, Mr. Toricha. Again, maayong buntag sa tanan. My heartfelt welcome to Cagayan de Oro City, the city of golden friendship, as we come together to explore the critical theme of ethical journalism in the world of AI. In this 2024 Regional Press Conference, in a region facing formidable challenges such as poverty incidents, concerning rates of teenage pregnancy, unemployment, and the relentless grip of a high hit index, the role of journalism becomes increasingly significant. As students and educators, you are the future custodians of information and the architect of an informed society. Today, as we delve to the intersection of ethics, journalism, and AI, it is essential to recognize the profound impact our words and actions can have on shaping public discourse and perception. In a world where all technologies, when AI technologies are reshaping the media landscape, it is imperative that we uphold the highest ethical standards, ensuring fairness, accuracy, and accountability in all our endeavors. Let us seize this opportunity to engage in a meaningful dialogue, to exchange ideas, and to reflect on how we can harness the power of AI responsibly and ethically. Together, let us commit to a future where journalism serves as a beacon of truth, empathy, and social justice. Thank you for being part of this important conversation. Thank you for being part of this exciting competition. Again, my warmest welcome. Please hold your applause because that's only the introduction. I have just read the welcome message written for me by an AI. So, may I deliver what is true and what is real? Gikan sa kasing-kasing. Hello! Maayong buntag sa tanan. O maayong pag-abot sa Cagayan de Oro, ang siyudad sa paghinigalaay. Nadunggan nato ang atong Honorable Mayor kaganina o giunsa niya pagpaabot ang iyang pagsuporta kanatong tanan, pagsuporta sa Department of Education. Gusto na ako ipaabot sa tanan ang pagsalig sa atong pangagamhanan, pagsalig sa atong Department of Education, nga ang atong gahimon kining tanan alang sa kaayuhan sa atong kabataan, kaayuhan sa atong katilingban. Ako usab di ay dili dapat nako hikalimtan kay gikan medyo sa akong kasing-kasing ang akong mainitong pagbati sa mga superintendents, labi na ang pinakagwapa nga superintendent gikan sa Bukidnon. Basin unya og dili ko ipadayon sa balay pag-uli. Balikon ko among mainiton pag-abi-abi kaninyong tanan. Nakita ninyo kaganina dugay mi nakahatag og tubig tungod kay ang Xavier University, true to their words, dili mo gamit og plastic. Bawal ang plastic. Usa ka ng medyo plastic og noong bawal na dire. Morning tinuod gihapon nga tubig gisulod sa atong bottled water. Now, balik-balikon ko ang gisulti sa atong Honorable Mayor sa ngalan sa katawhan sa Cagayan de Oro, sa ngalan sa 5,300 teaching and non-teaching personnel sa DepEd Cagayan de Oro, sa atong mga kabataan, kami mainiton nga miabi-abi, midawat kaninyong tanan. Himua ang inyong pag-anhi sa Cagayan de Oro nga halandumon, mabulokon, nga adunay kahulugan alang sa atong kaugalingon, sa inyong kaugalingon, sa atong pamilya o sa atong katilingban. Balikon ko mainitong pag-abi-abi o pagdawat kaninyong tanan. Daghang salamat.
Thank you very much, our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Roy Angelo E. Caso. We'll be asking our participants, especially our student journalists, please, if you manage to get some pictures or some clips, can you just squat there in the middle so that all our people from the VIPs could see the programs properly. Thank you very much for your cooperation. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, to articulate the rationale and objectives of the Regional Schools Press Conference 2024, help me welcome with a big hand our Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Federico P. Martin Seso File.
Before we proceed further, let's know the reasons why we are here. Ngano? Nganong niyata? Tama? But before that, allow me to greet our dignitaries. First, our beloved Regional Director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayokot, CESO 3. Our guest speaker for today, who will be introduced later. Our beloved Mayor, Honorable Rolando Clarix Oy, represented by Madam, or let's say Dr. Ali Shanghai, the former superintendent of this city. Father Max Sibalos, President, National Journalism Organization. We have Sir Jeff Paklar, the manager of Xavier University Sports Center. Reverend Father Marston, SJ, President of the Xavier University. Honorable Josette Daba, City Councilor, the Chairman of Committee on Education, the Schools Division Superintendents, led by the past President of this region, and at the same time the host of this activity, Dr. Roy Angelo A. Gazo, CESO 5, the Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, the different chiefs, supervisors, school heads, coaches, trainers, student journalists, maayong buntag kanatong tanan. Again, why are we here is very significant, so we can understand better the essence of this activity. We all know that it is provided by the law and pursuant to Republic Act number 7079, also known as the Campus Journalism Act of 1990, released through DepEd Order number 94, series 1992, which stipulates the holding of the annual schools press conference, stipulated by the Regional Memorandum number 064, series 2024. This is imperative to enhance the skills of our campus journalists in the school level, so that as they grow, they will develop the correct way and manner of writing as well as expressions as indicated in our Constitution. Specifically, the Regional Schools Press Conference aims to, number one, demonstrate understanding of journalism through skillful execution in various platforms like
print, broadcast, online, and the like. Number two, recognize the role of journalism in advocating for social consciousness and environmental awareness. Number three, promote fair and ethical use of media as tenets of responsible journalism. And number five, provide the learners with opportunities to use the skills learned in campus journalism for their future careers. In short, let me summarize. As you always say, this is one of the laboratories of life and academic life of our learners, so we can see the application of the learnings that they have been having for the past years. Daghang salamat og God bless.
Thank you very much, Dr. Federico Martin, CISO 5 Assistant Regional Director, DepEd R10. At this point in time, shall we all direct our attention to the lighting of the urn of unity and friendship through a lead wall presentation. The best ang yes. Let's give a hand to this lighting of the urn of unity and friendship. Music, please. A big hand to our regional director, Dr. Arturo Bayotse, representing the lighting of the urn of unity and friendship. Mabuhay ang 2024 Regional School Stress Conference.
Thank you very much to our regional director, Dr. Arturo Bayotse, for the lighting the urn of unity. The best and yes, again, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, this is going to be followed by the Judinis Creed to be led by Hans Jefferson Calio of Gusa Regional Science High School. A round of applause for him, please.
Everyone, please stand. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I believe in the profession of journalism. I believe that a public journal is a public trust, that all connected with it are, to the full measure of their responsibility, trustees for the public, that acceptance of a lesser service than the public service is betrayal of this trust. I believe that clear thinking and clear statement, accuracy and fairness are fundamental to good journalism. I believe that a journalist should write only what he holds in his heart to be true. I believe that suppression of the news for any consideration other than the welfare of society is indefensible. I believe that no one should write as a journalist what he would not say as a gentleman. That bribery by one's own pocketbook is as much to be avoided as bribery by the pocketbook of another. That individual responsibility may not be escaped by pleading another's instructions or another's dividends. I believe that advertising, news, and editorial columns should alike serve the best interests of readers. That a single standard of absolute truth and cleanness should prevail for all. That the supreme test of good journalism is the measure of its public trust I service. I believe that the journalism which succeeds best and best deserves success fears God and honors man, is stoutly independent, unmoved by pride of opinion or greed of power, constructive, tolerant, but never careless, self-controlled, patient, always respectful of its readers, but always unafraid, is quickly indignant at injustice, is unswayed by the appeal of privilege or the clamor of the mob, seeks to give every man a chance, and as far as law and honest wage and recognition of human brotherhood can make it so. An equal chance is profoundly patriotic while sincerely promoting international goodwill and cementing world comradeship. It's a journalism of humanity of and for today's world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hans Jefferson Calio of Gusa Regional Science High School. Before we proceed once again to the next part of our program, may we ask the cooperation of our dear student journalists to please vacate the middle area so that all our dignitaries and VIPs could have a bird's eye view of all the presentation. Thank you very much for your cooperation, guys. Thank you, thank you. At this point, we will have the hoisting of the banners, and of course, we will start with our regional banner, and this would be done by our very original director, Dr. Arturo D. Bayogot, and likewise our ARD, Dr. Federico P. Martin. The banner, please. If we have the banner of the RSPC, the banner.
This is it, RSPC 10, the hoisting of the banners. Sa atong pag-andam, sa atong matag-sa ka-division, we will start off with the hoisting of the Region 10 banner. This will be followed later by the division banners. Excited na ba ang tanan? Yes, is it? Basta Region 10, Project 10. Alright, ato ipaandam sa Rai ang mga banners sa lain-lain nga division.
So after the hoisting of banner, of course, of our regional office, we'll be calling the schools division superintendent and the assistant schools division superintendent for the hosting of the 14 divisions, 14 participants for IOSPC 2024.
There you have it.
So we'll be calling first the division of Bukidnon.
At present, our regional director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayukot, with assistant regional director, Dr. Martin, is now hoisting the Region 10 banner.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
A big hand to our Region 10 banner.
Okay, now we'll proceed to the 14 divisions. Pamueng, starting off with the division of Bukidnon.
Headed by SDS Dr. Victoria V. Gazo. Assistant Superintendent Dr. Lenila M. Palapar and Dr. Roberto D. Napiera Jr.
We proceed to the division of Camiguin.
Headed by SDS Dr. Rosemary T. Macaser. ASDS Dr. Lorabina C. Carrasco.
And the division of El Salvador City.
Headed by Dr. Randolph B. Tortola and ASDS Dr. Conibel C. Nistal.
Next in line is the division of Hingoog City.
Headed by Dr. Edgardo V. Abanil, ASDS Myron Gio D. Talosi.
And now we proceed to the division of Iligan City.
Yes, Iligan City under SDS Dr. Jonathan S. De La Peña and ASDS Dr. Myra P. Nebato.
And now the division of Lanao del Norte.
Under the headship of SDS Dr. Edwin P. Maribojo and ASDS Dr. Chevy C. Vegafria.
And the division of Malay-Balay City.
Malay-Balay City under Schools Division Superintendent Dr. Sherry May L. Reyes and ASDS Dr. Aliena S. Dahay.
And to proceed, we have a division of Misamis Occidental.
Under Dr. Reynaldo Emanuel Jr., SDS and ASDS Dr. Lorena P. Serrano.
And the division of Misamis Oriental.
Headed by SDS Edelberto L. Oplenaria and ASDS Dr. Mary Ann M. Aliera.
Now the division of Oroqueta City.
Headed by SDS Dr. Jean G. Veloso and ASDS Dr. Eugene I. Macahis Jr.
And we have the division of Osamis City.
Of course, with the headship of SDS Dr. Nimpa Erlago and ASDS Dr. Dionisio L. Liwagon Jr.
The division of Tangub City.
Under SDS Dr. Shambay A. Osman and ASDS Dr. Erlinda G. Dael.
And Valencia City Division.
We have SDS Dr. Jesnar Dems S. Torres and ASDS Dr. Sonny Ray F. Amit.
And the host division, the division of Cagayan de Oro City.
The division of Cagayan de Oro City is headed by SDS Dr. Roy Angelo E. Gazo and ASDS Dr. Audie S. Bores.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen, the banner of our regional office, and likewise the 14 banners of the 14 participants of this year's Regional School Press Conference 2024. A big hand to all our schools division superintendent and assistant schools division superintendent, and likewise our regional director and assistant regional director.
Thank you very much to our regional director and our division school superintendents and assistant division superintendents.
Okay, so just wait, ladies and gentlemen, as our dignitaries and VIPs are going to be seated down in their respective places. The best and gifts once again, Ma'am Wang and the crew
Exactly, Sir Ron.
We will also continue to usher the RSPC opening program to its next part, which is the introduction of our keynote speaker. And of course, this rests on the shoulders of our very own Region 10 Journalism Coordinator for Filipino. And this would rest on the shoulder of our very own Journalism Coordinator in English. Help me welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Dr. Ramon Alvarera.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and privilege to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker for the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference. He is an experienced leader in digital innovation, working with numerous multidisciplinary teams for over 15 years. He leads an all-Filipino tech team called Skunk Works, and most of them are based in Cagayan de Oro City. They produce high-quality, complex, and sustainable artificial solutions that achieve epic business goals and deliver value to end users. Even though he is based in Australia and operates in 100 countries globally, he has built his team here in Cagayan de Oro City. He is empowered to do this because he believes that local talent is highly capable of solving global problems. As a Cagayanon with global influence, his dream is not just to become successful, but to become or to lead other people to success. He wants to uplift the community and the people he works with to make their lives better. He and his team in Cagayan de Oro City teach machines to see like humans, leveraging vision, analytics, and insights to build AI solutions that bridge the digital and physical worlds. Their hero product, Viana, which was first unveiled in New York in 2020, is now used by companies in Europe, Asia, and America. It is featured in Microsoft, Cisco, and Ingram Micro marketplaces and has won various awards globally, including the Paris Design Awards 2021, where it won gold for 2 digital IoT categories. Ladies and gentlemen, our keynote speaker, an LGU ICT consultant, and the RISE Executive Director, Director Thor Japo Toretsa.
May buntag. Ating pwede tamang lingkod.
Thank you. Um, Thank you for that very extensive introduction. Before we deep dive into a short message that I have prepared, first I want to extend my thanks for allowing me to be here. Um, I want to basically thank you, the Region 10 officials, Regional Director Dr. Arturo Bayukot, for allowing me to share the story today. Um, I want to say thanks to Assistant Regional Director Federico Martin as well. There's a lot of familiar faces, Sir Gazo, Mamalis, a lot of superintendents and assistant superintendents. I do apologize, I don't know everyone's name, but I'm really thankful to be here today. So, when I know that I have to speak today, I attempted to start preparing. As you know, on the background, what we do for a living is we train AI. And when we train AI, that means it's almost like we're teaching them human-like capabilities, teaching machines to see, teaching machines to write, to draw, everything that you guys are doing now, even taking photos, AI can do that. Upon reflecting on what message should I share, things change almost every hour. In fact, I've got a script like Sir Gasso prepared. And then as I sit down and listen and observe, I feel like I keep changing it every minute. And so please excuse me if I'm doing a bit of freestyle today in trying to convey the message that I hope would actually inform, inspire, and hopefully you guys can use it to create and build your own career. I've got a few slides prepared though, so I hope that would aid um, this more of an informal conversation. For me, I'm not. I'm used to speaking in front of a lot of people, but certainly this is the first that I'm speaking to a lot younger audience. So I'm thankful for that. Um, so let me begin by sharing that I am a geek. If I would be honest, I am not a bit of a fan of journalism when I was a kid because I'm into sports. But my relationship with journalism is that I happen to be raised by a single mother that is a journalist. So I see her struggle, her sacrifice, and the kind of discipline she basically brings to the practice on a day to day. So I will try and combine that with my AI background and with my experience from people that are very close to me and people that I've bumped into my career. So let's see how this goes. So first, I want to commend, and really I'm sharing to you guys, like I was sitting earlier with Mamalis and I said to her, it looks like I'm actually learning a lot from you guys. The words you speak, the discipline you basically do, like trying to take the best angle of photo. People are more discerning in this group. What I can share to you is that the profession, if you would decide to continue your path of being a journalist, it's not going to be easy. It wasn't easy 10 years ago. It's definitely not going to be easy today because it's very noisy. It is difficult to compete humans, but then it's very difficult to compete with AI, where everything looks like it's about compromising things. It's about how do you sensationalize the story just so you can get attention and monetize attention. And everyone wants their story really fast. And as we know, if you're a practitioner of journalism, it's very difficult to put the story out there without validating and making sure it adheres to the values that you basically represent. So again, it is my honor to be in front of you, and I really appreciate and I'm inspired but a number of kids that are willing to jump into this profession, and at the young age, you're basically learning the ethics and the values that I believe is really the foundation of our democracy and how you build a community. You're young now, maybe you start with your little circles at home, your friends, but it's commendable. It's also not easy. I would imagine a lot of people would ask you, what do you do? Why do you spend more time on your cameras? Why do you spend a lot of time trying to imagine things that often you struggle to explain to your friends, to your loved ones, and often you'd be persecuted? And often, even if you basically put in the work, put in the sweat, often you put out the work and no one appreciates it. It's very difficult. That's why I'm thankful to have this opportunity to be in front of you and really appreciate that journey, and just for me to spend a bit of time to understand that practice. So thank you. Next is 99% of what we consume today is basically curated, produced, sensationalized by AI. And it's very fast too. Knowledge has become a commodity. 10 years ago, if you read a book and if you could memorize a book, you would stand out. Today, its value is limited. Majority of what we have now is just seconds away if you'd basically use a technology like Siri or ChatGPT to summarize a book, to sketch something. So how do we basically exist? If you're a journalist, how do you exist in a world where everything is requested from you in an instant? How do you validate your stories? Right now, you're in the comfort of your classrooms. When you create a story, when you publish something, when you have something in your head that you want to validate, you have time because it's part of your curriculum. You get given a space, given the time, and often given the resources to hunt for that story that you want to tell, the facts that you want to share. But in real world, that doesn't exist. You're gonna have to figure out a way to navigate through all the noise, through all the sensation, that it's so easy to just use AI to validate things. Like a good example, one of our projects in London is to help lawyers review 30 years worth of cases in seconds. And therefore, all their paralegals have rendered useless because simply, if your skills is about experience and reading 30 years of cases, that is obsolete today, and AI can do that in seconds. They can do it perfectly, and they can do it 24/7. So as a journalist, and if you need to consume data, you gotta have to actually figure out how to coexist with technologies like AI, but then does not compromise your values as a journalist. Oops. Next is about recognizing AI as a superpower. I always believe that AI is there not to replace humans, but to augment our capability. If you believe that is the case, then there's an opportunity for you to become a superhuman supported by a second-class AI. Yes, our AI today is not as good as everyone thinks they are. For you to be able to create a super accurate AI like your ChatGPT, at the minimum, you need to train that AI 200 million unique data points for it to be accurate. That's minimum. That's not even to the advanced level. And the market value of unique data points is $1 per data point. Therefore, if you start to analyze anyone that tells you that they're doing AI and they do not have the money to generate the data it needs to produce, that AI is not super accurate. And therefore, in your profession in journalism, that AI will compromise your values because that AI is consuming fake data. There's a lot of misinformation in that AI, and if it's not validated, it will continue to provide biased feedback. And therefore, as a journalist, it will compromise your values. So, here's a pro tip for you guys. If you deal with AI, deal with it like a food. Do not trust it if you don't know who prepared it. That's just how simple it is. Because right now, if you basically search Google, you could find truckloads of AI that could be used straight away, that could produce the outputs that you need straight away. But you simply cannot validate because you don't know where it's consuming information. So, just to explain and showcase the capability of AI today, I want to show a local project, a project that we're working on a few blocks from here. Um, we're not claiming that we're the best in AI in the world. We're just lucky that we have an opportunity to learn. But to show you what AI is capable of today, even at the comfort of Cagayan de Oro City, I want to show you, you're familiar with drones, right? You guys have seen drones. Part of what we do as a business is we design and build drones for a very specific use case that will be used for government. I want to show you a few shots of it. Now, this is from our office. There's two drones. That's Master Sun's Road Avenue, pretty much. So this is just at the corner of our office. So you could see, if you're familiar with drones and FPV drones, these are drones used for racing. So very fast drones. Some of them are 150 to 200 kilometers per hour. You will notice that it's quite complex to fly it, right? But let's play a bit of a game. On the left side, the video labeled as A, and there's a video labeled B. Raise of hands if you believe that, like, one of the drones that I've got in front of you now is piloted by an AI. So, raise of hand if you believe video A is piloted by an AI. So there's a few hands. How about B? So it looks like there's a lot of people that believes that video B is piloted by an AI. You're right. So if you notice clearly, it's not as fast as A, but to those guys that knows how to fly drones, these are non-DJI drones. These are like drones that you have to control everything. And often, drone pilots at a caliber where you could fly A, you need to spend 1 year of practice to be able to fly an FPV drone to do that. And for an AI to be able to do something similar in only a few weeks, that shows the capability of AI. And I'm talking about an AI that is designed and built here in Cagayan de Oro. We're not talking about what AI they're basically cooking in China, or what AI they're building in Israel, or in US, in Silicon Valley. So you can see, I'm talking to you from a local perspective. I'm not sharing to you a story that is basically derived from other countries. So it's actually coming into this community. And that's why I want to share that to you, the capability, the ability for an AI to behave like a human is increasing. AI can augment human skills. Growing up, my mother hates the fact that I struggle with spelling and I struggle with grammar. Because I like machines, I like sports. So I always have that relationship with my mother where her contention with me is like, I don't read enough books, and that's why I struggle with my communication skills. Fast forward to when I become 25 and get fascinated with AI. With the help of AI, I've learned accounting enough that I could run a multi-million business. I've learned forensic accounting. I've learned investment, that I could basically convince investors to fund my company. I've learned to communicate, to write contracts that are worth hundreds of millions. Even though my background, I am not very good at communication, I'm not very good at writing. I have no fascination of words when I was young. I just learned its power by the time I get to 25 to 26. So you guys are lucky, you're very young and you're in that path already. No one might be telling you that you're in the right path, but I can tell you from my experience, the skills that you're acquiring now, your appreciation with words, is what would set you apart when you basically get out to the world after you go to school and compete in this thing we call life. It will augment you in a way that often it's very difficult to explain to other people. I have to experience situations where I augment myself enough that other people would lose their jobs. It's not easy. I grew up having a lot of friends, barkadista. You tend to do the things because of peer pressure. But when you go out there, there's those pressures that often, what do you do when you're in that middle of a situation where you gotta have to seek the truth, get the truth out in the world? How do you learn the discipline to not be compromised? It is not easy. Are you willing to sacrifice friendship because you're relentlessly pursuing the truth? Are you willing to lose an opportunity to progress your career? I think that is the challenge. Those are the kinds of challenges that you guys are facing today. Sitting down there earlier, reflecting the kind of path that you guys have paid for yourself, it is difficult. Therefore, you have to augment yourself because you need to be able to be comfortable in uncomfortable situation. You need to be able to be succinct and eloquent despite you'll be talking about awkward things. You need to be able to operate despite your loved ones will not understand and appreciate who you are. And you need to be able to continue despite the work that you feel is the best work you've produced isn't appreciated even to the closest fellows that you've got. Right? But it's not all gloom and doom. It's tough when you're young, but when you get to an age where you start to have a voice, people start to listen to you, and you still manage to retain and continue that pursuit and adhering to that journalistic values, that's where you see success. So you're gonna have to learn how to go through life on earlier stages of your life that, for lack of a better term, you feel shit because no one appreciates you. Ten years ago, we've embarked into a journey where we were asked the question, can AI draw something? So about 14 years ago, I was invited to be a keynote speaker in Las Vegas. 15,000 delegates, where we showcase this. This is very crude. This is not chat GPT. We're doing this just purely out of ignorance and purely of grit. But we managed to get to this level. It was struggling, but it managed to draw an image based on a few lines of text. So you can imagine the things that I'm talking to you right now happened already 14 years ago. Our office way back then is in Corrales, in front of City Central, where actually I graduated. There's a lot of things that are happening around us, and often there's not a lot of words that are actually being shared, being used to describe some of the innovations and some of these milestones that are happening around. And that's why I appreciate what you guys are doing. Your pursuit of truths, your pursuit of be able to enlighten is commendable. Because otherwise, some of these stories, some of these facts will never see the light of day. In Australia, we partner with their Department of Education. In Australia, the problem that they've got is how do they increase the awareness of kids about Mars? They believe that if they educate the kids and understand what life Mars can offer, what technology would exist in Mars, how people communicate in Mars, how people, like questions like, if we are in Mars right now, what language should we use? Is it English? Is it Chinese? Is it German? What currency we would use as a trade? Is it US dollars? And who would own that piece of land? Is it whoever gets there first? Now, in Australia, there's a lot of rich kids there. So they spend a bit of time in Houston, talk to astronauts, talk to people that have actually spent time at space. So to those kids that are not blessed enough to have those funds to go to US and spend time in NASA, we've built AI where it helps them construct elements that are off Mars. This is a few parts of the Mars buggy, in which we're helping kids assemble the Mars buggy so that they would understand the mechanical, electrical, and engineering part of it. So they're combining physics, chemistry, engineering, software engineering, and even the politics of how you raise funds so that you could build platforms like that. So they're learning that at a young age, and it was great for us to see how much they actually invest in planting those seeds, in not just giving knowledge, but helping kids to change the way they think. Another something local. We build drones for a living, and part of the issues with drones is that how do you survey millions and millions of hectares of plantation, forest? Here's an example of carbon credits. Like for carbon credits, you have to actually go to each of the tree, have an inventory, take a photo, understand the grit, meaning the thickness of the stem, and basically be able to record that. We're talking billions and billions of data. Now that can't be done by humans again. So we've built an AI that one can fly drones under the canopy of bamboos. And you can see it identify a type of bamboo, its maturity, the grit, and the location, so that information can be saved, and therefore a single human being can actually do what would otherwise hundreds of people need to actually do. Again, that's a local project in which we're using AI to do something that most people think it is still impossible. And right now, globally, I would say we belong into that 1% of those vendors that actually can deliver something like this. That's why we end up partnering with Costa Rica, France, different countries that have the same problems. In fact, the sad truth of our business is that we've been operating for more than 10 years. 99% of our customers are not Filipinos. And again, I think it's because we're not aware yet of what's happening around. And I think as we continue to embrace globalization, more and more we realize that there's a lot of talent. And for you guys, there's a lot of insights that you can get on initiatives like this that are often not published and often not available online. So this is a very favorite topic: bias, deep fakes, and fake news. Now, we now establish AI as a superpower, but the bias, the fake news, it's everywhere. Around 2010, I was deployed in Afghanistan, not as a soldier, but as a communications officer. My job was to basically embed into the soldiers. Way back then, it was the Navy SEALs, and I'm their communications officer because they would go in areas that there's no communication, and it's my job to figure out how do I basically send communication back to the forward operating base. Now, it's a very, very dangerous job. I paint you a picture, Afghanistan during that time. Every day, there's almost 5 conflicts before we sleep. And with the soldiers that I am with, they would average, would kill about 50 insurgents in a day. We would struggle to sleep, we would struggle to eat, but because someone was kidnapped and we gotta have to be part of that team to recover, we're there. And we've been doing that for 8 months straight. Why I'm sharing that to you guys is that even there, the propagation of fake news is crazy. To a point that on the 3rd month, the US Navy, which at that point I was employed, have led to believe that I'm already dead because of what they called communications grade weapon. So during that time, propaganda in Afghanistan and the propagation of fake news enables leaders to be able to understand and believe on certain things if you basically biohack it. Meaning, if I pick someone here and in the next 30 minutes, I tell that particular person using different methods of delivery, using the same payload, I could get that person to believe in what I'm sharing. Because it's almost magical. That can be done today. And the only reason why we managed to survive and we still believe that we're out there and we get supported, because of the few journalists from CNN who would risk their life figuring out where we are. Like, I'm not a soldier. I wasn't trained to be a soldier, but because of the danger of that situation, I have to carry a gun to protect myself. Because Navy SEALs, when they operate, there's only 7 of them and I'm the 8th guy. And often we go in an area where there's 150 enemies and we have to navigate through that. So the risk is very high. And yet sometimes, middle of the night, someone will basically crawl into our bunker and introduce themselves that they're a cameraman and they're a reporter from CNN and they want to tag along. And often you listen to them. They have families, they have wives, they've got kids that they can't even explain why they're there. They don't have any protection at all. Like, literally, we are not obliged to protect them. If they get shot, too bad. But still, these guys would stay with us for months without food, without protection, just so they could interview us after every encounter, just so they could document things raw. And guess what? Often, we would listen to them explain to their boss what had happened. Their boss doesn't even believe them. So they would sit there thinking, how do I explain it again tomorrow so that people in the US would believe me? They're not paid to do that. In fact, they don't have the skills to be able to do that. And yet they don't sleep. They risk their lives only with pens and paper. And often they can't even record themselves because they're too scared and they just write things. And one night, this guy said to me, his name is Michael. He said, it's not so much about the people that believe in what I do or whether I get a reward or a recognition on the things that I do here. But because he grew up with that values, that for him, there's a hook inside of him that if he's not going to do it, he's not going to live a good life. That commitment, that service to the values of journalism, it's commendable. And way back then, in my head, I'm thinking, man, that is a very difficult profession. I doubt if kids would wake up one day and say, well, I want to do that. Because it's just so cool to basically carry the gun and do the fighting and not the pen and paper that follows the guys that are fighting. But I guess I'm wrong because you guys are here. You guys represent that future. You represent that very silent engineers of our community, to our democracy, to the freedom of speech that are often not valued based on power, based on economics, right? So that's a really good insight for me. That time that I was there, that's the first hand I've experienced something like that. Until now, it stays with me as a memory, and I hope you could learn a thing or two from that story. Legally, let's talk about the legal aspect of things. A good example is this. If I take a piece of information and I go back to my office and I train this information with our AI, and then one day, one of my staff kind of use that AI to answer a few questions that are coming from this data. Is that illegal or not? Is that ethical or not? Right now, every bit of your camera has a chip. If it's a Sony, there's an IMX chip in there. That's why it could focus on a face. That's an old AI tech that's been there for many, many years. Now, to tech people like me, we could use that information and use that and build our AI. And that next time I would see that face, I would know that a camera was pointed at me at this very location at this very date. And therefore, someone can put me in an exact location even 10 years from now based on the information on that chip. 10 years forward, if someone will basically use that information, is that ethical without my consent? These are some of the questions that are very difficult to answer today. And often, it's just based on what we call HIPPO's interpretation. HIPPO stands for the highest paid person in the room. Whoever that person is and whatever their view, often they're right. But legally, that's the bit that we have to be conscious today. Information from different phones transferred to another phone without consent should not be ethical. If you basically need to use someone's content or any content that would identify any person, their address, their email, phone, you're gonna have to ask for consent. Because I tell you, if that AI would see that information, it will keep that information forever. If I take a photo here and I send that photo to our AI, that AI will register each of your face. And though I will not remember you, it will remember all the information that basically we got. And if you have a Facebook, it would correlate that information there, and so on. So today, it's so easy to feed AI wrong information. And if you're a journalist, and if you use an AI where you didn't understand and you don't know how it was built, how was it trained, you are then compromised. Like, here's an example. Why would you trust ChatGPT if you don't know who built it? You don't know what data was fed into it. So as you develop your work, you can use AI to draw inspiration, to just have different point of view, but the original thinking, it should be yours. And you need to be more relentless today of asking the right question. Is this an ethical AI that I'm using? Do I know the entity, the person, the engineers, the data that's been used by this AI to develop that capability? Here in the Philippines, it's wild, wild west. There's no policies yet that really defines that. In Europe, London is highly regulated with GDPR, so we adhere to those bits. What we learned today is based on sitting down with those policymakers and really identifying what is allowable and not allowable. But here, the pro tip that I could give you is just humanize things. Do not use content that you didn't capture. Do not use content that is not yours. Do not use someone else's phone or someone else's writing to train an AI or to feed it to an AI. Because again, you won't do that in pure human to human relationship. So regardless of the tools that you use, you need to humanize things. And what is allowed in our human values as we interact with other people, that is what you should use as a baseline to establish your values to not get compromised with technologies. Here's another one. I'm going to flash you a few images and you tell me which of those images are created by AI. First one, A and B. Raise of hand, A, generated by AI. How about for B? Yeah, seems like you guys know the drill. Yeah, B is basically created by an AI. In seconds, by the way. So AI didn't struggle to build that one. In seconds, it could do that. You could animate that. You can get that person to speak different languages, English, Indian, German. How about this? AI. How about B? See, B is again generated by AI. The details, the hair, the eyes, it's amazing. How about the third one? Who goes for A? Much. How about B? Nice. You're right. So you can see AI can generate faces as accurate as that in seconds. AI can see better than humans. AI can speak sometimes better than humans. AI can write. The only thing AI struggles is original thought. The way you think, the way you interpret things as a human. So you're gonna have to think deeper. Like you guys are lucky. By the looks of it, you guys are in that path already. You're critical with the information presented to you, and you normally go deeper to those information, so you're in the right path. Another pro tip, as of today, AI still struggles to render hands. So if you want to identify fake AI renders, focus on the hands, because they struggle in getting the hands generated, because hands are very dynamic, so they struggle to figure out how it looks like. So as we start and as I conclude this talk, I want you to be critical in your thinking. I want you to really dig deeper into your imagination and cultivate that curiosity that would fuel your relentless pursuit for facts, truths, and trust, really. That's very important. Without that critical thinking, you're just another walking brochure. Remember that. Knowledge is a commodity. Read so that you can see the world differently, to change your mind view, change how you think. And really, that's what I relied on business. I didn't grow up rich. I don't have rich parents. If I translate it in Bisaya, ang among business was laway ray puhunan. But it's because the way we think is different. Often I get invited to speak to presidents, big politicians, different countries, big businessmen. And often they even send their kids so that I train them the way they think. It's not so much what I do that they appreciate, it's the way I think. I could basically see the world in a different light, and I think that's a blessing. And I feel like you guys are in the same situation. Don't see that as a disadvantage, see that as one that would fuel you to your success moving forward. Another one is invest in how you talk. That means you have to invest so you could have a voice. In advertising, which we play in advertising a lot, the training is, it's not about being right, it's about being effective, which contradicts the values of journalism. You have to invest to your personal brand on how you speak so that your voice will be recognized. Most humans invest their first, like more of a physical image. We spend time on our physical image. We spend time on our hair. We spend time on our dress, our clothes. But often we forget it is our voice that most people interact with. You would spend your life that 80% of the time, you would use voice as a surface area, as a way to communicate to other human beings. And therefore, invest, learn, And part of that investment is really trust. In IT, we have this thing that it's unlimited failures, and you can break trust, and you can innovate that way and just continue to cycle up. In your profession, you can't do that. You can't break trust. Even if you've been spending 10 years of adhering to your values, of making sure you pursue the trust, your relentless pursuit to adhere to that values, if you break that trust once, you lose your voice. So it's very important you invest in your voice and you keep that voice, because one day you might hold facts, trust that would really shape the community. And once you open your mouth, if no one listens, that truth will fade away with you. And lastly, let me share this to you. I have already shared to you the path that you are going through is not easy. You'll go through life that you have to embrace uncomfortable situations, and you need to be comfortable in awkward situations. You need to still operate and pursue your dreams despite loved ones doesn't appreciate your work. So I wish you that you find your own unique path that are riddled with failure but would lead you to success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. So, for Japo Toracha, we'll be asking, sir, for your presence here in the stage once again. So, sir, could you join us here in the stage, please? And we'd like to ask also the presence of our regional director, Dr. Timothy Bayoga, and likewise our ARD. On behalf of DepEd Region 10 and likewise Cagayan de Oro, would like to give our token of gratitude on this plaque. Let me read the citation. Norman Star Awards presented to Thor Japo T. Turecha, our Cagayan de Oro City, for invaluable support and significant contribution as keynote speaker during the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference with the theme Ethical Journalism in the World of Artificial Intelligence at the City of Golden Friendship in Cagayan de Oro City on May 2 to 4, 2024, given on May 4, 2024, signed a Regional Director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayoga, Successor 3. A big hand, please, ladies and gentlemen. A big hand, please, ladies and gentlemen, to our source speaker for this year's 2024 RSPC. Thank you very much, Sir Thor.
Thank you very much, sir, and RD and ARD, for that thought-provoking message and awe-inspiring as well to all our student journalists. Without further ado, we move on to the next part of his opening ceremony. And at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ramon G. Abrera Jr. will now introduce Yusek Gina Gunong, to be followed by... All right, so as we move on, let us now proceed to the delivery or the reading of the message of the Honorable Secretary of Education. The Honorable Sarah, Secretary of Education, to be read by... Okay, we'll first read the Honorable Sarah, Secretary of Education, to be read by... Ladies and gentlemen, first let us hear the message of Music Gina Gunong through a lead roll presentation.
DepEd colleagues, students, teachers, parents, ladies and gentlemen, good day to all of you. Thank you for inviting me today in the opening program of the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference, where we come together to explore the profound impact of journalism as a catalyst for positive change in the dynamic media landscape of 2024. Our theme, Charting Truth, encapsulates the essence of journalism's pivotal role in shaping our collective understanding of the world and fostering progress. In today's fast-paced digital era, the media landscape is evolving at an unprecedented rate. With the rise of social media, citizen journalism, and rapidly advancing technologies, the dissemination of information has become more accessible more than ever. Yet, amidst this abundance of information, truth has become more elusive and difficult to discern. Campus journalism empowers us to be watchdogs and truth seekers. It gives us the knowledge, skills, and wisdom to challenge biases and misinformation, expose corruption, injustice, and abuse of power. In a world bombarded by an endless stream of information, journalism takes on the role of Ariadne, guiding us through the labyrinth of news, opinions, and perspectives. At its core, journalism is more than just reporting events. It is a sacred commitment to uncovering and disseminating the truth. In today's society, where misinformation and propaganda proliferate, the importance of truth in journalism cannot be overstated. Truth in journalism promotes transparency and accountability. When journalists uncover uncomfortable truths and hold those in positions of authority accountable for their actions, they play a vital role in safeguarding the principles of accountability and transparency upon which democratic societies are built. In addition, truth in journalism fosters empathy and understanding. By telling the stories of marginalized communities, shedding light on their struggles and triumphs, journalists can bridge divides and foster empathy among diverse groups of people. When journalists prioritize truthfulness and authenticity in their reporting, they create opportunities for dialogue, reconciliation, and social change. As we navigate through this complex media terrain, it's imperative to recognize the transformative potential of journalism to drive positive change. Journalists are not merely storytellers, they are agents of truth, shining a light on injustice, inequality, and systemic issues that demand our attention. My dear campus journalists, you have a sacred duty to uphold truthfulness and accuracy in reporting. In a world inundated with misinformation and propaganda, truth in journalism serves as a beacon of light, guiding individuals through the fog of confusion and uncertainty. Harness the power of storytelling to inspire change, challenge the status quo, and build a more informed, equitable, and resilient world. Chart a path where journalism remains not only a pillar of democracy, but also a driving force for positive transformation. My dear campus journalists, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, more power to all of you. Thank you and good day.
rarest privilege to be able to share to you the message of our Vice President of the Republic of the Philippines and the Secretary of the Department of Education, customized for RSPC in Region 10, 2024. And it says, Assalamualaikum. Warmest greetings to the Department of Education, Region 10, for organizing the 2024 Regional Schools Press Conference. With artificial intelligence encroaching into every aspect of human activity, upholding the principles of ethical journalism has never been more crucial. When information speaks the wildfire, your ethical compasses as journalists must safeguard the truth in every instance. I commend the DepEd Region 10 Northern Mindanao for your unfailing efforts in harnessing the skills and talents of our learners in journalism. Your dedication and guidance provide our learners with the tools and boost to reach new heights in the future, be it here or abroad. To the participants, you are already champions in your respective divisions. As you write your entries and present your broadcast, may you keep in mind the true essence of journalism lies in accuracy, fairness, and truthfulness. I encourage you to explore the complex world of AI carefully and with curiosity, but remain committed to your ethical principles. We must balance utilizing the capabilities of AI and preserving the human touch in education. Thus, we encourage working together to use artificial intelligence as a power to enhance and not to diminish the quality and integrity of the Philippine educational system. Padayon kita nga magmadasigon aron mapagtigbabaw ang kamatuoran, hustisya ug kaligdong nga anaa sa kasing-kasing sa matag usa kanato. Hinaot nga ang inyong kaalam kanunay makiguyon aron sa pagdumala sa kalambuan para sa tanan. Mga kababayan, patuloy po tayong magiging matatag tungo sa pagtaguyod ng isang bansang makabata at batang makabansa. Ang lahat ng ginagawa natin ay para sa Diyos, sa bayan at sa pamilyang Pilipino. Shukran. Sara Z. Duterte, Vice President of the Philippines, Secretary of the Department of Education. Akong pagyukbo sa atong halangdong mayor, the Honorable Clarix Uy. I have not been meeting him for quite a time, but we always feel his leadership and support immeasurably, not just to Cagayan de Oro Schools Division, but in the entire region. Let's give a very big round of applause for the humane leadership of Honorable Clarix Uy and the entire official dome of Cagayan de Oro City. Suset Daba, City Councilor, Education Committee Chair, our keynote speaker, who has shared to us the basics, the advanced information, the hope for artificial intelligence to take a role in our education system, our LGU ICT consultant and Right Executive Director, Flor Japo Torrecha. Let's give him a big round of applause. That was one of the best talks we have ever heard in terms of AI. Because in so many instances, if we heard about it, we're quite cynical, believing that it is still not within our reach. Who can talk about AI when the reality also tells us about digital divide in the Philippines towards the role of AI, technology, social media, and education? We talk about this, but reality check, there's a lot and majority of our learners still are not ready and do not have access to technology. But the talk of our keynote speaker gives us so much inspiration and hope that indeed it is possible. our friend, forever friend, Alice Anghay, a former official of the Department of Education, now the education consultant of the leadership of the city government of Cagayan de Oro. Ma'am Alice, thank you for all the help that you have extended. I would have wanted to really enumerate the intercessions she's doing for us, not just in the city division, but of course in the region. Reverend Father Marston, the president of Xavier University, who has given us the opportunity to be here in a world-class facility. Indeed, giving so much expectations that even go beyond what we see as the prestigious university in Northern Mindanao. Reverend Father Marston, Jeff Baclar, the manager of Xavier University Sports Center, Father Max Cibalios, our national president of the journalism organization in the Philippines. Suki nato si Father Max. Superintendents, of course, led by Roy Angelo Gaso, who makes things possible for the hosting of RSPT 2024. We have not communicated to him the longest time, but we can imagine the volume of tasks and acceptance through staging this, certainly a big success. And that would mean things are possible when we all collaborate. All the other 13 schools division superintendents, the 14 assistant schools division superintendents, please allow me to mention Odibores, hundreds of engagements with each other, may that be in the billeting quarters, in the contest venues, or in the proper competition. There's a lot more to gain from our SPC. Not just showcasing the best writers, but of course, the values. And I keep on saying that our SPC is a culmination of what a teacher does year-round, especially in language teaching. The more four macro skills in language teaching cover listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And everybody agrees with me that the most difficult competence to develop among our learners is writing. Why? Because before you are able to write very well, you have to incorporate your competencies in listening, speaking, reading, and mold it together in writing. But apart from that, the experience that you gain as you travel, sleep together with your co-contestants and coaches, is indeed an unsurmountable opportunity for you to grow and learn. This is a competition that gives you the opportunity to win and learn and never lose. Because win or lose, learning takes place. We want to emphasize that. And this is a lower level elimination to choose the best contenders of Region 10 and put up a good fight in the National Schools Press Conference to start on July 8, 2024 in the city of Karkar, province of Cebu, a city that is famous of its architecture, design, and heritage. Karkar is known of chicharon and ampao. But more than that is the opportunity for us to travel to Karkar City, which is 41 kilometers away from the capital city of Region 7, Cebu City. Everybody is excited for that. We have invited judges outside of DepEd to ensure that we get the best contenders of Region 10 fighting to win in the national level. I am pretty sure that our practitioners in journalism, our experts invited, will never play favoritism to come, considering that the goal of this RSPC is to choose the best among the best of Region 10 and hopefully bring the banner home in Cebu. We have proven our worth when we hosted the NSPC, that in spite of our busy times, we were able still to lodge at the top 5 in the elementary and a little lower in secondary. But now that we are focused on, without the trauma of being a host in the national level, I'm pretty sure that we can do it better. When we speak of AI, we also have to balance the education in emergencies that confront us, that adapts different distance learning delivery modalities to ensure learning continuity. The modular distance learning, online, offline, radio and TV-based instruction are still at the tip of our fingers as our options. Now that we continue to be confronted with the extreme heat during the daytime in our everyday schooling. DepEd cannot help but sometimes suspend face-to-face Mondays and Tuesdays to ensure that we are given time to relax but continue learning at home with the distance learning delivery modalities that we have proven as alternatives, especially when we were hit by the 2 COVID years. In a commentary by Banu Daka Arcaria of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, he said that artificial intelligence is currently being used in all steps of the news and production process, story discovery, story production, and story distribution. Newsrooms utilize machine learning to analyze massive quantities of data and discover patterns that human would normally never be able to pick up. Additionally, journalists also create templates so computers can write stories that are data-based, such as earning reports and game stories, and free them up to be able to work on other projects. We thought that this is not possible, but proven time and again, it worked. And with the talk of Thor, everybody is given the positive side that despite digital divide, things can go further. While there is great potential for machine learning and AI in journalism, it is also an emerging technology that creates new ethical challenges for newsrooms. Ladies and gentlemen, the prevailing influence of AI in the workplace is basically an indispensable phenomenon that affects our practice of campus journalism and even in our conduct of the 2024 RSPC under the theme Ethical Journalism in the World of Artificial Intelligence. When put into context, the two big terms, ethical journalism, artificial intelligence, pose a question. And what is this? How do we demonstrate ethical journalism when utilizing artificial intelligence? Bits and pieces, these were answered by the talk of Thor. And we're just so lucky to have him as our keynote speaker that has provided us the journey of him. Basically, how did he reach to the level where he is now? Or we can also ask ourselves, how can we maximize the power of AI while sustaining ethical journalism? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to believe that in our many years of engaging with campus journalism in various schools press conference, particularly our campus student journalists and school paper advisors, we have been striving to demonstrate ethical journalism as we have always been guided by the contest guidelines and criteria. The talk of Undersecretary Gina Gonong emphasizes the fairness, the truthfulness, the press freedom in campus journalism, and should begin at the level where our students are, with the mentors, the coaches, the paper advisors behind. But nowadays, we cannot deny the power and influence of AI in our practice of campus journalism. I know in several or different magnitudes, you are able to do AI in your own little ways. And because of the efficiency, speed, and content diversity that AI offers us, such as automizing news production, personalizing content delivery, and enhancing data-driven insights, we might be tempted to utilize AI at the expense of our practice of ethical campus journalism. Now that we can save time and resources and produce more content with limited means through AI, as explained, that what can be done in years can even be possible in seconds through AI, as emphasized by our keynote speaker, we might end up compromising our practice of integrity, competence, and diligence in the workplace. But hey, that is a challenge to head on because we can never sacrifice the ICD in the workplace. The use of AI raises various issues that we must reevaluate, such as risk of plagiarism, editorial bias, lack of human supervision in news production, misinformation, disinformation, lack of credibility and trustworthiness, and reduced quality and diversity of content, among others. Again, in other words, we must live by the journalist's code of ethics that was recited by our thousands of student journalists participating in 2024 RSPC, as we responsibly maximize the power and influence of AI to our advantage. Again, the readiness has been there. We just have to showcase the best of our journalistic skills for Northern Mindanao to be able to be at the top 5 again in the upcoming NSPC in Cebu City. Can we give that a commitment for everyone to share that goal of bringing the banner and the bacon for Northern Mindanao in 2024 NSPC. A resounding yes is heard from my level, and the rest is only translation of concrete actions to that big yes you're saying. To my regional office team, ARD Eric, the functional division chiefs, especially Mala Epra Magnaong, as the chief program holder of RSPC, the regional TWG, thank you for competently leading this year's RSPC. To the division of Cagayan de Oro City under the competent leadership of Roy Angelo Gaso, who is also the president of the Philippine Association of School Superintendents in Northern Mindanao, ASDS Boris, your strong coordination and selfless support as host division are instrumental to the overall success of RSPC 2024. To the 14 schools division offices, this would not have been a full puzzle if a missing piece is on, because we believe that the 14 schools divisions play very important roles in staging this. You always give me the pride as the regional director for the meaningful and active support, coordination, and participation you have invested. The local government unit of Cagayan de Oro, where I will never tire thanking the leadership under the incomparable leadership, very humane and dynamic Honorable Mayor Rolando Clarex Uy and his team. Please, Madam Alice, extend our gratitude to the good mayor for the unparalleled leadership and unfailing support. He has always ensured the success of every activity in the region, especially now in staging the 2024 RSPC. To our teachers, parents, coaches, trainers, and stakeholders, there's a lot more to see in Cagayan de Oro. But focus on the activity and get some extra miles to also build strong relationship as you get the features of the city as one of the promising cities and number 2 in the whole country next to Baguio City as the next city, the second city outside Metro Manila in terms of gross domestic product. Let's give a big round of applause for Cagayan de Oro City. In July, I will be 6 years old already in the region. And for those long years in my leadership as the regional director of DepEd 10, I always feel the pride of staying in the seat of Region 10 here in Cagayan de Oro as one of the best places next to my home, away from home. Let's give it up for the city of Cagayan de Oro. And to our campus journalists and school paper advisors, who in one way or the other have prepared much, I've heard divisions have been doing their trainings a lot early of this year. And for the defending champion, you don't have to rest on your laurels. If you win, it's not because your opponents have lowered their performance, but you have doubled the efforts in terms of your preparation. The ball is round, and it cannot be seen not until Saturday who really will come out the champion for RSPC 2024 in both elementary and secondary levels. I know everybody's excited for that. And in Cebu, in the history of DepEd, that will be the first time that 4 national activities will be staged together in the same area. Larong Pambansa 2024 in the city of Cebu, National Schools Press Conference in the same week in Carcar City, Rich National Festival of Talents in the city of Naga, South Cebu in the same week, at the National Learners Convergence in Lapu-Lapu City. I cannot imagine the magnitude of everyone's enthusiasm seeing for the first time all contestants from these 4 major activities landing into the same venue as we compete with each other. And let us all do ourselves and make Region 10 truly be proud of us. Tandaan po natin, sabi nga kanina ng aming team, tayo ay DepEd 10, BigaTEN, and we call ourselves the perfect 10. These are mantra to prove and give us the guiding principle that indeed we do not settle for less. We always give our best shot. We believe that probably our best may not good enough for the rest, but let us just do our best. God does not ask what our best cannot do. And tandaan po natin muli, tayo ay DepEd 10 BigaTEN, batang panatag, bansang matatag. Maraming pong salamat. Mabuhay, DepEd Region 10. And by virtue of the authority in me vested by the Department of Education through our Secretary, Vice President Sara Z. Duterte, I declare the RSPC 2024 this second day of May, right here in Cagayan de Oro City, officially over.
Ladies and gentlemen, Region 10.
Thank you very much, students. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, ladies and gentlemen, but as I always say, every alpha has its corresponding omega. Every beginning has its end. This is Ryan Q. Blanco.
And Joanna by
Now signing off. We'll be serenaded, of course, by Xavier National High Schools from Dahlia Group. Good afternoon and see you soon. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be giving some these numbers done by Cagayan International Cagayan DepEd CEO's Lambago Group So this will be given to everybody later on. Okay? And that good, take it away.